Hi everyone, this is audap. This one's a little strange. Let's play Gate of Thunder, since I covered Lords of Thunder last week on the TurboGrafx CD. This was originally on a Turbo Duo. I got this as a pack-in game when I bought that system. But we're playing this on the MiSTERfpga, which is a really good hardware emulation of the PC Engine, along with a lot of other older consoles. So let's check it out and see how this one runs.
Gate of Thunder.
Uh-oh. Little sound error. Let's reset that. I think it's because I have the... I think it's because I have the CDC fast.
Gate of Thunder.
Don Jingi. Eagle. Yeah, oddly enough, this game never appeared on the Sega CD or Mega CD. Only Lords of Thunder. And this game never really appeared on any other platforms until the Wii and the Virtual Console there. It's really a classic horizontal shmup. I think there are a few games that have such a great presentation. Hudson and Red were at the top of their game when they were making this. Well, really during the entire PC Engine era. Then kind of afterwards they sort of faltered a little bit. But again, thankfully if you have a Wii you can enjoy this game. Or if you want to buy the TurboGrafx Mini, which Konami released, that also has this game on there as well. Like I said, again, I'm running it on a MiSTER, so if you decide to take part of the MiSTER project and buy the MiSTER board, and I don't think you really need any of the daughter boards to run this game. You can kind of enjoy this the way it was originally presented, with the option of having some filters and being able to output it to a modern-day TV. The MiSTER upscales things to 720p, and of course they look on a modern display through HDMI. It looks really good. Depending on which version of the MiSTER you buy, you could also potentially run this to a CRT as well simultaneously, which is the version that I have. But you don't necessarily have to configure it that way. Yeah, the curious thing about this game is that it has real iconic rock music, and the company behind this music was a company commissioned and founded by one of the members of Duran Duran, which goes to explaining a lot of the way the game sounds. Yeah, Sin Sound Design. I don't think they're around anymore. But they certainly leave you a really good impression on this music. Yeah, this is like a real showcase for the turbocd, the card version 2, which featured some additional memory. Oh god, I already screwed it up. You know, it has all the multi-scrolling graphics of all the competitors' consoles. You know, all the color and speed. You know, plus the you know, this amazing CD Redbook audio. You know, it was certainly a good reason to upgrade your CD card to version 2. And then later on, you know, NEC would release the arcade card, you know, version 3, essentially, which lets you play even, you know, more games, more advanced games. Yeah, they really squeezed the life out of the, or they really, you know, they got a lot out of the PC Engine hardware. And, you know, NEC was never able to replicate that magic that they could from the PC Engine. This is a real shame. Because for me, the PC Engine, or TurboGrafx-CD, that really is my favorite classic console. I like it more than any other classic console. You know, including the Super Nintendo and the, you know, the regular Nintendo. You know, Xbox 360. It's definitely my favorite of all of them. You know, it's weird to consider the Xbox 360 a classic console, but, you know, it's been like 15 years. It certainly qualifies for it. You know, just like the Xbox One as well. Although not as many good games on the Xbox One. Certainly nowhere near as many as on the turbocd. That was really ambitious. The amazing thing is I don't think there's any slowdown in the game at all. There is just a little bit of flicker, though.
Clear.
Yeah, this is definitely, this trick's definitely my favorite of the 3 weapon types that you have available to you. Although they all have certain uses at certain times. But Earthquake is the strong, limited range game, you know, type. Lightning is kind of like the overall, you know, medium power. And then Shaker is, not Shaker. I forget what they call it in the game, but there's a shred weapon, which is, you know, not very powerful at all, but covers the screen. That one I don't use that much. Yeah, I was kind of sad to hear that Konami gained all the rights to the Hudson catalog and NEC. So basically, they're the ones, they're the ones that are governing the use of the turbo and the PC engine, and they're really, really terrible at preserving their legacy. So, I mean, they started to like, bring out game collections recently, but there's still like a ton of Konami games which still haven't seen additional releases on new consoles and compilations. So, like a lot of that history of that company is lost, and probably a lot of the history of the turbo will be lost too. But thankfully, with projects like the MiSTER and all these mini consoles, we're getting some of that back. We're getting to experience it in new ways on our new sets and new technology. I want to say Sin Simon Design. I think that was Simon Lebon. I think he was one of the founders. I mean, I was kind of like Duran Duran. Thought they were, interesting band, interesting pop band. And all the little side projects they did after the group broke up, those were all real fascinating too. I'm pretty sure I still have a Power Station CD lying around here somewhere.
Clear.
Yeah, like this song in particular, this stage definitely has a very Duran Duran-ish kind of sound to it. At least the opening does. Until the guitars come in. I don't know, like I said, Duran Duran was an interesting band. Clearly talented people that went into it and could do more than just be, a stylish boy band. Although I think they were definitely not teenagers when they became successful. May not be fair to call them the boy band. They certainly marketed it that way. Yeah, like I said, it's amazing what they did with the PC Engine. The system stayed alive for a lot longer than it probably should have. And you know, I spent tons of money as a young man on imports for the PC Engine. Mainly because the media at the time, you know, game magazines back then, they weren't that into the turbo and the PC Engine. In fact, most of the magazines had a slant for the Mega Drive, you know, the Genesis. Even though, kind of in general, most gamers were, you know, looking more forward to the Nintendo, you know, the Super Nintendo. Generally, like, the audience was like more in favor of Nintendo in those days, and the Genesis sort of came up. You know, at some point in time, it did lead in systems sold, but that position didn't really stay that way for too long once the Super Nintendo was released. You know, Sonic really helped the Mega Drive quite a bit. But in Japan, it was a completely different story. You know, the PC Engine was still doing really, really well up until the latter half, when the Super Nintendo kind of just you know, took over the market. But you know, they were holding their own against the Super Nintendo and the Mega Drive for a while, and it's really because they had, you know, kind of these quality games like this, whereas we didn't really get that same level of quality for the States. You know, licensing restrictions in those days were, because of Nintendo, it was hard to publish, you know, all of the games that were available on the Turbo. Because a lot of stuff that was available on the Genesis and the Super Nintendo was available on the PC Engine as well. And in some cases, you know, some cases better, some cases worse. You know, I mean, they had a ton of CD games, you know, real games, you know, not just full motion video experiments that we got on the Mega CD, the Sega CD. In fact, it was the one thing when I was looking through my collection, I was like, man, I just didn't have like a lot of like games on the Mega CD. They just didn't do that. You know, tons of FMV games, if you want to call them that, but not a lot of actual games. I mean, I think kind of at the end of the day, when I looked at my collection, I had maybe like less than 10 actual games on the Mega CD, but I had like, I think it ended up being like 30 or 40 on the Turbo CD that I would call, you know, classics that people could still enjoy now. Well, yeah, that Mega CD had slim pickings, let me tell you, if you actually liked real games. Sega of America was just all about, you know, failed directors making multimedia projects for them. Ultimately, that whole thing bit them in the end, but you know, they went a long time making all those crappy FMV games. I don't know where they got the money. Probably that's why they ended up blowing it all. Ah, son of a gun. Oh my god. That's such a stupid mistake. God, it's so late in the game. Nah, I really missed my earthquake weapon. At least it's a clean house for, you know, majority of the levels. clearance. I know, I used to be able to one credit this game. That was, that was like 15 years ago. Still. Ugh. Oh, it sucks with the pea shooter. But yeah, there you go. That was the that was Gate of Thunder running on MiSTERfpga. And I just did the HQ 2 times for the effect doubler, just so that it didn't looks a little bit more vibrant. Then I increased the system sound and the CD sound by 2, and set the CD speed to fast. That's why you're not getting as like these longer load times. Although in this case, the load times were like less than a second. I mean, even back in these days, load times mattered. But yeah, definitely check this game out if you still have a Wii. It's well worth time to go purchase. And if you, of course, if you have the TurboGrafx Mini, you can experience this game as well there. I think it runs pretty good on that one. I don't think there's a lot of slowdown on that one, although the TurboGrafx Mini has its own problems. Or again, if you want to try the MiSTERfpga, I really recommend it for classic systems. It is a little bit more expensive, kind of at the end of the day. But you're certainly paying less for the MiSTER and the daughter boards than you would buying the real hardware. So if you look at it that way, then it's really the cost is justified. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.